Hi, I'm Laura and welcome back to the Tarot Genie for this week's tarot reading of the week. As I mentioned in the two other videos, if you've not already seen them, as you can tell, I'm not in my usual space and I apologize for any external noise. I'm sitting on the lovely balcony of my friend Fiona from college. She lives in a beautiful condo on the 12th floor in Sarasota, Florida. And the best place that I could film the videos this week is on her balcony. So of course I can't control, I'm overlooking the water, the intercoastal highway, or not highway, the waterway, and there are boats, and then there's the causeway, and there are motorcycles, so I apologize. I tried to set this up so that the noise, so you can hear me as clearly as possible. But I cannot control the external noise. And again, I'm wearing sunglasses because I don't want to squint throughout the video. So it's not like I'm trying to hide anything. This week's reading I thought we'd focus on, since I talked about in the card of the month, the tarot card of the month is the Fool, and about embracing new adventures. But this week, let's look at things, new elements to embrace, new things to look at concerning yourself, your personal development, concerning your relationships, and finally concerning work projects or special projects that are dear to you, that are important to you. Doesn't have to be in a job, but anything that for which you have a passion. So those three topics: so your personal development, self-development, your relationships with others, and your personal passions and projects. So what do you need to know this week? We're going to ask Spirit to what do you need to change, or what new things do you need to look at to embrace this week in these areas. Now let me see if I can lower the camera. It's a little tricky here. I don't know. It's hard for me to see. All right. I'm going to ask Spirit, personal development, relationships. Let's shuffle this. Reverse here. And personal projects. I got the Alright, so the first card, personal development. The 10 of coins or 10 of pentacles reversed. And the question we asked is, what new elements, new changes can you make for your personal development? And normally, well, the 10 of coins or pentacles when upright is often associated with financial legacies, money in the family. We've got three generations. We have the older gentleman here, what appears to be his grandchild, hiding behind his mother's skirt, and this couple. They're coming and almost looks like they're coming and going. We've got this big archway. So we've got the sense of structure, family legacy, etc., because we've got the coins and the pentacles, which represent finances, material wealth, material resources. But since the card was reversed and we were asking, what new elements do you need to embrace to move forward in your personal development? I would say this is saying that you need to think deeply, take some time apart and go within and think about what legacy you wish to leave, and ultimately what legacy you wish to create for those close to you and for your family, for yourself, as part of your personal power. I would say that. And let me just see if anything else comes to mind. The number 10 is associated with completion, the end of a cycle, everything coming together. But this is, I believe what this is saying is, first you need to visualize it and see it in your mind's eye. Feel it internally first to get it, to make it solid within yourself. Because as a personal coach I had, or I worked with her in classes, is Lee Miltier, and she has a book called Success is an Inside Job, and now there have been a lot of books. XYZ is an inside job. But basically, I believe this card is advising you that part of your personal development, new elements that you need to embrace this week are to look deeply within at the kind of legacy you wish to create in the material realm for you and your family but you need to deeply think about that first and get it really solid within yourself. And just think about it deeply, what your passions are. I mean, there's a lot of it. There are a lot of, it seems, almost activity in this scene. We've got the boy and the dogs, just that whole sense of family. Think about it deeply this week. What new ideas, new elements that you can bring that would be unique to you for your personal legacy. In your relationships, interesting. What new elements can you bring to the table this week in your relationships? So we've got the Judgment card reversed. Now the Judgment card is a major arcana card. It's number 20. It's almost at the end of all the major arcana cards. And when it's upright, it's typically associated with heeding the call of spirit. We've got this, it's usually, I think, Archangel Gabriel, I believe, is calling forth, that clarion call, tooting the horn, and people are coming out of their coffins, or maybe the areas of confinement that they were in, and opening up, embracing all of life, and opening to heeding their personal call. However, given that's reversed, and we're asked, like, in your relationships, what do you need? What new elements should you embrace this week? I believe this is suggesting that, again, you have to do some internal work first, or think deeply about perhaps any areas, whether it's in communications or your interactions in your relationships. How, are there areas that you have blocked yourself and that you need to release, that you need to let go, and you need to open up more? Actually, that's what I think, what's coming to my mind is that you need to open your arms and open and embrace the relationships even more than you have. That somehow they've been confined, and that you need to heed the call of spirit to break them open, to allow them to flourish and move forward. I believe that's what it's saying. It's just soak that in, take that in internally, just tune into your communication style, how you've been going about things, and how you can open up the channels more through the power of spirit to improving and enhancing your relationships. And then finally, in your personal projects, and passions, this was all reversals. It's suggesting a lot of internal work this week. That's what's coming to my mind. When the Eight of Swords is upright, it suggests it's presenting an image of a person who is really feeling restricted, confined. They are bound, they're blindfolded, they can't see, seemingly. And in the background's the castle, and in front of them, like, their toes are dipping in some water. Doesn't look very comfortable. But what's interesting to note is this woman has a bright red cloak, suggesting there's some passion. There's a lot of fire energy there somehow, but it's being confined. However, because we have swords here, it's suggesting that it's just ideas that it's confinement, but it's not necessarily. But given that we asked, okay, what do we need to know this week in terms of our projects and personal passions to be able to move forward, and what new elements should we embrace, is releasing any ideas that you're restricted somehow, that you're confined, and being open to, I would say, even thinking the call, since the Judgment card's next to it, the call of spirit. I mean, taking some information and activities that you're doing within your relationships this week, and also incorporating them into your projects, because ultimately our projects help other people or have an impact on other people, hopefully. And this is saying unrestrict yourself, open yourself to some new ideas. Don't confine yourself to the past. It's suggesting move away from past ways of thinking and feeling. Just perhaps read some new books, look into some new programs, whether it's podcasts. The swords relate to communications, ideas, etc. So that's what I would say. I'll bring up the camera. So in essence, in summary, this week for yourself, take time to deeply think about the legacy, in particular the material realm, your finance, how you want to change some things so that you really leave a solid legacy and cement the relationships with your family, perhaps. And then as far as your relationships in general, is to open the channels of communications, embrace new ways of communicating, open yourself, be more open, because you've been confined or restricted somehow in the past. And finally, in your personal projects, is to just get yourself away from past ways of doing things, open yourself to new ways of doing things, new ideas, through reading, through books, etc. A lot of internal work this week seems to be called for. I hope this reading has been helpful for you. If you've not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you found it helpful. And as always, if you'd like a personal reading, go to my website, thetarotgenie.com, for information. You can also find a free tarot audio download there if you are stuck on a particular problem. It'll help guide you through to getting greater clarity and to get some insights. Until next time, remember, remember, illumine your mind, inspire your life with the tarot. But before I do that, I forgot that the music is probably, in terms of this week embracing changes and having a lot of energy, the William Tell Overture came to my mind. And it's just a very fast-paced classical music selection. And I just feel that will help you resonate even more with this reading. So again, remember, illumine your mind, inspire your life with the tarot.